Some days, I am convinced artificial intelligence is the academic equivalent of that one cousin who knows the guide for everything, swooping in to save students from poorly timed essays or teachers who assign readings longer than the Bible. Other days, it feels more like a sneaky replacement plan for human intelligence, the kind my school district rolled out, right between cutting the arts budget or pretending the Wi-Fi works. As a high school senior, navigating AP classes, college applications, and the daily spectacle of classmates treating AI like it's a personal genie, I've had a front row seat to its rise. Now, society is debating whether AI is making us smarter and more efficient, or quietly turning us into people who forget how to think without a glowing screen cheering us on. And honestly, I'm undecided, because while AI can summarize a chapter faster than I can even open the book, it still cannot explain why my group projects bring out everyone's inner magician. Now you see them, now you don't. Now I have to be real with y'all. Before I go any further, I should probably admit, the first paragraph you just heard was crafted with a little assistance and by assistance. What I mean is AI basically did everything except sign its name at the bottom. I used AI in the first paragraph to show how easy it is for AI to infiltrate and replace my own words and opinions. All jokes aside though, one thing became painfully evident while using AI. This technology is extremely efficient. It can tidy up disorganized thoughts, arrange ideas, and transform a half-formed sentence into something that truly sounds like I intended to write it. However, there is a price for that convenience. It gets easier to avoid the part where we struggle, edit, and truly learn as we depend more for AI to think for us. It is similar to having a calculator that does the work and solves the problem. You get the answer, but you lose the muscle. Therefore, while AI can increase productivity and improve our tools, it also runs the risk of dulling our very abilities that distinguish human creativity and reasoning. The problem is that human development has always been fueled by struggle. Asking a robot to explain that like I'm five has never got us this far. By making mistakes, trying again, and acting as though we have always intended to do things that way, we have evolved. If early humans had AI, they would have entered How to Survive Winter into a ChatGPT and received a 12-step guide, and still would have frozen to death because no one wanted to read past step 3. The pattern is even more evident when you examine Black history. We have never made progress by taking shortcuts. Through sheer willpower, we have transformed obstacles into innovations. No, into watch this. We created culture, art, and innovation. I side by myself whenever I use AI because of this. I know deep down that all the magic happens during the struggle. The Lord give me strength moments, the late night confusion, the incorrect answers, and the rewrites are what truly develop skill. To be honest, I'm concerned about AI because if it continues to smooth out every obstacle, we might lose the ability to climb. And that is how we got here in the first place. If we are honest with ourselves, human creativity has always kind of been like a quiet miracle, something delicate, unyielding, and intensely personal that comes from the parts of us that refuse to give up, despite the world giving us every reason to. Because of this, witnessing AI take center stage is somewhat bittersweet. It's like witnessing a gifted understudy and take the role in the play you've practiced your whole life through. On one hand, the effectiveness is indisputable. AI can solve problems, polish sentences, and sketch concepts at a speed that makes even the most brilliant minds appear to be buffering. However, there is a sacred quality to this struggle, the messy drafts, the late night scribbles, and the time when inspiration arrives 2 hours late on Black people time, but still has the power to transform everything. We have always been creative when we wrestle with the world and ourselves, transforming suffering into poetry. And I cannot help but wonder what would happen if we let machines do the wrestling for us, given how much generations before me, people who have created beauty in the face of adversity. If creativity is a muscle, then AI is the comfy couch that keeps us from never standing up. And the truth is, as tempting as that couch is, humanity has never evolved by standing still. Ultimately, the question of whether artificial intelligence will make us smarter or gradually steal the very creativity that makes us unique is very complicated. In the same way smartphones, social media, and those constant software updates force their way into our lives, artificial intelligence is now part of our daily lives. Unless we intend to live off the grid, there is no getting around it. And let's face it, most of us can barely make it 5 minutes without Wi-Fi. Therefore, learning how to adapt, that is, how to think, create, and imagine, in a world where machines can nearly do everything except comprehend what it really means to be human, is the true challenge, rather than avoiding AI. If our future ever resembles the famous Will Smith movie, I, Robot, a bit too much, it will be our capacity for creativity, inquiry, and dreaming that prevents one of Elon Musk's contraptions from controlling one of our every move. In this ever-changing landscape, our creativity becomes even more important because it is the one thing AI can imitate but never originate. Thank you.